My name's Andy. We started KYND in 2018, and we build beautiful, simple, easy-to-use services that make cyber risk accessible and understandable by organizations of all sizes. Allianz and the World Economic Forum are regularly surveying businesses now, and cyber is coming out top of the list for everybody in one of the most critical perils that their organization faces. To give you an idea, in both 2019 for both Allianz and also for the World Economic Forum, cyber was ranked as the top risk. In 2012, it didn't even register on the risk scale. It was probably ranked somewhere alongside the printer running out of paper or the photocopier running out of ink. So we've got for a world where that's reflected now in UK government research with UK businesses saying that pretty much everyone's saying cyber is really important to them. But also, strangely enough, only just over 10% of boards, by their own admission, actually understand what cyber risk means to their business. So this is the challenge that we're trying to address with KYND. The problem is with cyber risk is that everybody views it as an IT problem. And I would argue that a potential fine of £190 million to British Airways and £90 million to Marriott Hotels mean that it's not really an IT problem anymore. It's no more a single IT problem than regulatory change is just a legal issue, and getting hold of the right talent in your business is just a HR challenge. So we think cyber risk is pretty much risk now for every business that's connected to the internet, and we need to get a little bit smarter at managing it. This is why we created KYND. We were regularly being asked by our customers in our previous lives, is there anything you can give us to help us understand the risk that our business may be facing right at this moment in time? And the challenge with any organization or any sort of service such as this is you can't really ask anybody any technical questions. If you ask them what their IP address is, they'll glaze over. So how simple could we make it to build a service that would actually help customers really understand what cyber risk was about for their business and make it economically viable and accessible to all sizes of organization? So what we did was we decided, well, okay, we can do it from one domain. Maybe from 2 or 3 domains, but primarily from one domain. You give KYND one domain, and it'll begin to assess and present to you the risks that your business is facing right now. And I can't really demo KYND in front of a live audience because I'll show somebody their risks. So I'll take you through what the thing looks like really for a customer when it uses it. And if you want to come and see it, we're outside. So essentially, give KYND one domain. What do you then get? Okay, so what you get is an analysis of all the domains that we think that are owned by that business. Then from that, all of those domains that KYND's identified, it extrapolates and finds all of the internet-facing services that that company's presenting to the world and the data associated with those. We'll also look at the email infrastructure that that company's using and see what their current email security posture and protocols are, because we all know about spoofing fraud, CEO fraud, business email compromise. That's at the heart of that risk, and that's what we're trying to identify. We're looking for phishing and malware that's hosted within their infrastructure, and we'll alert the customer to that. We're looking at the health of the security certificates that they're using. We'll give them some tools to help them protect themselves against personal data leak and GDPR fines. We'll roll all of that then up into a red, amber, green analysis for the customer. It says, okay, this is red stuff that you really ought to do something about. This is amber stuff that when you've got a moment you should look at. And green, this is stuff that probably looks okay right now. And the second question that a customer always asks us is, that's my red, amber, green, but how do I compare? So we'll also give you a comparative analysis of your business versus your peers or the industry that you operate within. So outside of just giving people reds, ambers, and greens, we also want to help them actually address those issues. So every one of the pieces of the alerts that we provide to the customer also goes alongside it with why we think this is an issue and what the customer needs to do about it to fix it. And this is all about helping the customer better manage their risk. So where are we with KYND in product terms? So this is how KYND works currently within the insurance value chain. We have a little product called KYND Snippets that broker partners of ours are using to market, to build awareness of KYND, of cyber risk within their customer base, because they'd actually like to sell more cyber insurance to customers, but until the customer gets a grip on what this risk actually means to them, they probably won't buy. We've got KYND Start that partners are using at quotation time to give customers something tangible alongside the quote or the endorsement for the risk. We've got consulting partners now who are using KYND Advisor as part of their risk advisory and compliance consultancy work, because KYND Advisor enables them to deliver a set of information to customers that they just haven't been able to do before. And finally, KYND On, which is our continual monitoring service, which basically will look after your business 24 hours a day, 12 months of the year. So these are the companies that we're now working with as a business. Beazley and Tokyo Marine are now bundling KYND within their core cyber insurance policies. We've got brokers who are using it in the quotation process. We've got consultancies who are using Advisor with their clients. So I never sort of like to finish these presentations without making the audience feel a little bit of what we feel when we look at companies. So we always do a little bit of analysis on the attendees of these sorts of events. So what we've done in this instance is we wanted to look at the email security that you guys have got in place within your organizations. There's 170 odd companies attending this event over the last 2 days. So the question is really, what's the security posture for your email, and how well are you protected against being spoofed? So 7% of you are pretty good. 14% of you have had a go, but you've not got it right, but you're having a go. And 79% of you have got no protection whatsoever in place against your emails being spoofed. So obviously the world still needs a little more kindness. So that's really my presentation to you today. But if you'd like to come and find out more and see whether your email is spoofable, then come and see us outside. Thanks very much for your attention.